Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're back over on the test account. We're going to be looking at the new awakened version of Eironn and really the perfect harmony that he's creating. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and run through these patch notes. Now they did come up a little bit late this morning, so unfortunately we didn't get to cover them. Wanted to make sure that we are covering them now. So of course, the Awakened Wilder, which is Eironn, we know it is going to be an agility-based ranger. A lot of players were questioning if it's going to be a warrior. Nope, it is an agility-based ranger. Very cool. It's been a while since we actually seen a ranger, so I'm excited about that. Inflicts continuous damage to enemies by constantly applying the cold snap effect. That is what we're going to look at in just a minute. And then, of course, we have the bountiful trials that are up. The gift of time is going to give you that 50 time emblems. In addition, you're also going to get that 20% discount on the first 6 draws. So with 60 emblems, especially with the ones that we just got for free and that we are getting for free with the release of this hero, you can do all of those summons. And if you're looking for him, I would wait to summon him. Now, again, there's a lot of questions that I get. When the hero comes out, similar to what we've seen with the Awakened version of Antandra, wait to build the hero, see exactly where they're placed and if they are placed. Now, a new Heroes of Espria season will begin, so we know that it's coming back. Misty Valley is coming back. King's Tower adding a couple more floors. Morrow is getting a little bit of an adjustment. Fixed a bug where the exclusive furniture, Devilish Pack, would take effect on beasts on the hunting field, which again, not really a big thing. So the patch notes, super unimpressive as it sits today. I was hoping there'd be a lot more in here, but unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be the case. Now, before we look at kind of the skills and the animation of the hero itself, I want to show you exactly why these are going to work in perfect harmony. And what a lot of players are noticing is when you think of the hero that we just got, which you might think of Lan, I'm thinking of the Draconic hero before that, which is Melion. So Melion has some things that are going to be, in my opinion, going to be very unique when it comes to buffing up and really focusing on that awakened version of Eironn. Is going to be, of course, right here with the exemplary conduit or conduct. This is going to start the battle. Now, thinking of where you're at, where you're positioned, you can boost up the awakened version of Eironn. And this is kind of broken because you're looking at attack speed, crit rating, and Dragonspeak amplification. Now, if you noticed a little bit earlier when we covered the skills and abilities when it comes to the awakened version of Eironn, he does do draconic damage. He does dragon damage. So the Dragonspeak amplification right here is going to make a really big difference. And of course, when the exemplar deals damage, the closer they are, and the enemies being in the same row, they're dealt more damage, up to an increase of 60%. Now, of course, we know with Melion specifically being a support hero, being a control hero, he has this ability, the Precepts Prevail. So he summons 2 light walls, and if you've seen this ability, it goes from the top of the board to the bottom of the board and pushes everyone to the middle. Well, guess what? Everyone in the middle of the board is exactly where we want the awakened version of Eironn to be because he has some crowd control. He has the tornado. He has his abilities, which of course are going to not only pull them to the middle with this ability, it is also going to stun them. It is going to reduce the movement effect, which means the combination of both of these heroes together, it's going to be pretty intense and it's going to be pretty insane. I want to hop over, kind of show you what I'm thinking, just looking at the skills and abilities that we've seen with some of these. So let's hop over and I'll take a quick look at it. So looking right here, now this is the video that did come up on Facebook a little bit earlier today. And this, of course, if you look at the awakened version of Eironn, you can see this side is a sword and it does have kind of like the dragon. They said half of him is draconic, half of him is essentially a dragon. So it is a little bit of a crossover. Now you'll notice when it comes to the skills and abilities, he has a regular attack. So we just seen literally the basic attack right there. You can see it put this marker right on top of the target. This is the thing that does a lot of damage. This is the cold snap that you see in here. So he's building up crystals. Boom, the crystal went away, normal attack. There we go. So we put it on multiple targets in that one. Let me pause this real quick. So you've seen there were multiple targets that had that cold snap ability, or essentially this little icon over the head to know that they are debuffed. But you'll notice as well, when you're going through here and when he attacks, that shatters the cold snap. That is the thing that a lot of players, again, are kind of speculating. That is what is going to deal the damage, is you're going to buff up the enemies. Now, of course, in conjunction with Melion, Melion is going to push everyone to the middle, ensuring that this attack hits everyone when it comes to doing damage. seems like it's going to be pretty impressive. And then, of course, when it comes to this one, the ultimate ability, boom, there's the tornado. So again, thinking of the heroes, having the ability to put them in the middle, putting them all together. And you'll also notice that right above their head is, that's right, it adds that effect again. It is marking everyone within there. So I'm thinking that when it comes to teams, when it comes to the crowd control, even thinking as nice as Skarath is kind of inputting together, utilizing, the hero in the 5-pole, he does not pull anyone in. Now that is something to note, which of course is a little bit different than the original version, is when you go through here and you see it, there is no initial crowd control, there is no 5-pole, there is no way to pull these. So you're going to have a hero like what we see with Meleon to put these heroes together, to stack these heroes in their entirety, because when he goes in here and he breaks all of the crystals that are above these enemies' heads, it's going to make a big difference. And that is, of course, going to be a driving factor when it comes to the damage that he is actually putting out in a couple different game modes, and Meleon is going to help with that. Now, when you start looking at the signature items in here, of course, it's going to make a big difference keeping him alive. Then, of course, the ability to buff the hero, but also looking in here, the target takes 36% more damage. The increased damage from Meleon and his exemplar is calculated separately. So Meleon can do more damage, and also amplifying the damage that Eironn is going to do in here as well, which again is going to be crazy. You're going to be able to stack this. And then on top of all of this, you throw Lan into the mix. Now, of course, most of the formations we're seeing, when you look at the Cursed Realm, when you look at the Nightmare Corridor, Meleon and Lan are being run together because Lan is a buffer. So again, when you start looking at this and thinking of kind of the big picture of where those heroes are, having the ability to buff up the Awakened version of Eironn. Eironn does have that Dragonspeak damage, but going in here and really, it's crazy to think how much and how high these are really scaling. But looking at some of the skills and abilities that he has in here, it's going to make a big difference on how they're buffing up the crit rating, buffing up everything. So big picture, they're buffing everything together. When you look at the Draconic heroes, when you look at Meleon, when you look at Lan, when you add in, the Awakened version of Eironn, damage for this hero could be really unprecedented from what we currently see because of the buffs that they have with the Dragonspeak damage. It's going to make a big difference when we see the hero come up tomorrow. Once the patch is done, we're going to see exactly where the factors are when it comes to kind of the multiplication factors. And of course, we looked at this before. I'll slide this over really quick, but actually looking at the skills and abilities that we have. Big shout out to Flu for providing this with us. But when you start looking at some of these skills and abilities, there's passive sides to it. There's active sides. Passive side, of course, going to bring all these heroes together or all the enemies together. Further stacks of Cold Snap are going to stack when they go in here with Violent Force and he breaks the Cold Snap. The clusters explode, doing an incredible amount of damage. And again, it's going to be interesting to see exactly where it is. Then Draconic Swordsmanship, when an active skill other than a normal attack hits an enemy, so when they use something else, it deals extra Dragonspeak damage, which of course is going to be buffed and buffed very, very heavily for Meleon, equal to so many percentage of the attack rating. This damage does not apply extra cold snaps, but every time a crystal explodes, the enemy's attack rating is permanently reduced. So we are going to have a little bit of reduction in there. Coming with this hero, it seems like it's going to be kind of crazy when you start looking big picture in how they're putting this hero together and really the timing of the hero. When they put it in, as a wilder hero, as an awakened hero, it's almost a draconic awakened hero that they're giving us the ability to build a little bit easier, which again, looking at the Guardian's Blade, we're doing the plate glass window, but we're also getting the ability within first glance. He is exactly what we thought. He is going to be continuous damage. Again, we're going to have to see exactly where he scales, but I am thoroughly impressed and happy that it was Eironn. I would like to see Kaz, maybe Tassie, a couple other ones out there, but overall, I know a lot of players and a lot of feedback. Super impressed that it is going to be Eironn, so I can't wait to test him out tomorrow, see exactly where he is, get into those bountiful trials, and see where and if and how broken this hero really is. All right, guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and as always, thank you guys for watching.